Hey, it's the Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and...
Sex.
Today's topic is overcoming girls' disqualification.
Yeah, and we want to be real clear here. We're not trying to be negative or bum you out over any of this.
We just want you to understand girls' strategies up until where they meet you, when you guys start fucking, and then generally for the first 12 weeks that you guys are in front of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say going from online, and this is for example, online
dating, or I think this applies to social media.
And if you meet them in person and you exchange numbers, she's going to do background on you. She's going to go to your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever she can find. But before she meets you, and especially with online dating, this is why you keep your text conversations logistics only.
Yeah.
As much, maybe some flirty banter in there to kind of warm her up.
Exactly.
But you do not get into long text conversations with girls before you've gotten in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or really before you start fucking.
Right.
You know, because all a girl is doing between the time you spark some interest in her to the time that you guys are married, pretty much, is she's looking for reasons, especially in the beginning, to disqualify you.
Absolutely.
Is he quick to be aggressive? Is he too short? Is he got a tick? Does he use his soup spoon in the wrong? It could be anything. That's number one reasons why we tell guys, do not wear that phone out.
Right.
Simply get on, set up the meetup, and get off. Because your presence, when you're in front of her, when you're in person, you're at an advantage.
Yes.
She's not thinking about reasons to disqualify you. She's like excited. You know, you might be able to like completely throw a Hail Mary and screw it up, but it's much harder in person to screw up your meetup. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So she is looking from the beginning. Again, you say something wrong, you know, you crack a bad joke.
Well, especially in text, because they don't know you, so they don't know the context, they don't know your humor. There's a lot of things that kind of get misconstrued in text format that doesn't once you know a person.
Exactly. I mean, you may appear too casual.
Yeah.
You may be too serious. That's the thing. You don't really know how to calibrate it because you don't know her yet.
Right.
So she's really finding reasons to not like you up until the time that she starts to like you. And here's the reason that sex kind of changes things. Because once she starts having sex with you, she has to justify why she's having sex with you.
Yes.
Because Bunny has a good point. Let's say up until the point you guys start banging, which you should go for fast, first or second date, because that way you can start moving the momentum in your direction. Then the countdown starts running for the first 12 weeks. What happens then? What is a girl looking for in that first 12 weeks that might disqualify him, and how does he run interference on that?
Well, I mean, like I've said before, that first 12 weeks, girls will be on their best behavior. They're dressing well for you. They might get a little bit more comfortable, let's say, a little bit more casual. But for the most part, their like casual look is very well thought out to be very cute. You know, they're doing things for you. They're looking for reasons to be around you more. They're looking for ways to serve you, gift you, do things for you, make your life easier. And they're looking for things about you on their best behavior. If they find things about you that they don't like in that first 12 weeks, then it's kind of like, it's like a tick in the wrong category. You know, it's like, because make no mistake, she's on her best behavior for this 12 weeks, let's say. Not past that. Oftentimes that doesn't stick around very well in normal circumstances. You can make it. If you listen to this podcast, we hope that actually does not apply to you, because you know how better to kind of, I hate to use this kind of overused word or phrase, but you hold your frame better, you lead the relationship better, and therefore she doesn't turn at that 12-week mark. But until that 12-week mark, she is still looking for things about you that she can't fit herself into. You know, lifestyle things that you have that she can't fit herself into. Maybe she really wanted, somebody who enjoyed a little bit higher end kind of entertainment. And because all of your pictures are well dressed, they're all in suits, they all kind of look a little higher brow. She thought that's what she was getting, but really that was just kind of like a preppy phase of your life. Or maybe it was that you had a season where you attended a lot of weddings, so you're always well dressed and looking good. But really your favorite thing is NASCAR. This kind of stuff is where she goes, that's not something I can bend to. I can't start hanging out at the Speedway. I want to be hanging out at the Symphony. I want to be hanging out at museums or at fine dining. I do not want to be on a fishing boat. I do not want to have headphones on and watching guys drive fast cars all the time. That's not fun for me. It's not gonna be fun for me. Sometimes, we say all the time, women will mirror men that they are interested in. However,
up to a point.
No, it's not up to a point. If she's with you, it's that first 12 weeks that she's kind of gauging whether that's something that she wants to mirror.
Interesting.
I
like it.
If you're a fitness guy and she hates fitness, and you spend 2 hours at the gym every day, and every day you're like, hey, why don't you go with me? For about 12 weeks, she's gauging whether that's going to become her life or not. And if it's not, she's like, I'm out. Because this is a disqualifier that she's using. She's using ways, but now, like you're saying, past that 12 weeks, once they're more in a relationship, so to speak, then she starts mirroring more and more. And she picks and chooses kind of what about you. And girls know this about themselves and about each other. We know that our friends bend their likes and dislikes to the guy that they're with. We know that we do. Every girl will tease each other about essentially becoming the perfect complement to the guy that she's into. Whether they're dating or not, girls will do this. Like you said, if it's a social circle girl, or if it's a girl that you meet in person first and it's not like an online and then get to meet up, she'll do that reconnaissance work, just like you were saying earlier, and she will read books that you've talked about, or she'll watch movies that you've posted about, or she'll visit some places that maybe she hasn't been to. And she will do that reconnaissance work before getting in front of you so that she knows better how to mirror you and how to attract you.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah. So just understand that girls work to disqualify, and then they kind of go through different phases. Like if it's been a couple of years of dating, if you're not engaged yet, if you're not really talking about moving forward or a future, it kind of is a wave, I would say. It's a pretty big wave in that first 3 to 4 months, including like the texting, the swiping, all that kind of stuff. And then it kind of dies down because she's just in a happy little relationship. And then it kind of peaks when she's about ready to think about, like, well, where is this going? And then it kind of goes down. And then it kind of peaks, essentially when she wants to have babies, and things like that. So just understand that I would say that you being consistent and being a consistent leader of your relationship is the best way to kind of, what would you say, safely sail through her disqualification tactics.
And this, of course, is for guys, the vast majority of guys, which is about 80 or 90%, that are looking at some point for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And possibly a long-term girlfriend or a wife. Because the smaller percentage of guys that are just running a rotation,
yeah,
she's thinking about you a lot, and you're not thinking about her at all, which is why it's so seductive sometimes for these girls, because he's disengaged. He's just living his life.
Yeah.
But she's thinking about him constantly. And that there's even a subset of those girls for players or for guys that are running rotation where the girl has 2 or 3 guys that she's seeing too.
Yeah.
So you may not actually be high on that, always on her mind. She's juggling guys. But any attractive girl is juggling men in some manner.
But girls are also very good at making sure that every one of those men, if she's running her own rotation, think that he is the only thing on her mind at all times. We are very good at it.
Would never think about it. No, they're so good at that.
Yeah.
Girls are masters at this. They don't mention they don't even mention their uncle. They don't mention a guy at work. They don't mention their boss. They don't mention their own father 9 times out of 10. So you're never going to know, and it's not important. But this is extremely important information to know for guys, the vast majority of men who are looking for something quality.
Yeah.
And long-term down the road.
Well, and even, I would say, even the guys running rotations, those girlfriend candidates, this kind of thing applies to that.
Yeah. But that's real deal.
Yeah.
And I really always kind of emphasize they're looking for something to disqualify. I'm very good with guys about getting them to the point of sex. And Bunny's really good about keeping them in a relationship.
Right. Yeah.
So we have our strengths.
We're compliments. If you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If this kind of information is helpful to you, get on Fort Worth's email list today. If you are not already there and you're not already getting his almost daily emails, he is killing it on the emails. Awesome content, always top of mind information and stuff that is actionable in the moment. So get on his email list. The sign up is in the description box down below. Share this podcast with your friends. If you know someone who could use this information, we appreciate it. We want you to win. Bye.